In this video, I'm going to be taking a look at another retro emulation hard drive. So this is from a company called Piaprit. I hope I'm saying that correctly. So I looked at one of their hard drives not too long ago, and that was a much bigger drive. It was actually a 14 terabyte drive, and it had just about everything you would ever want on a retro hard drive. I'll leave a link to that one in the description below. But this drive is a lot smaller and streamlined, I would say. It's also a lot more budget friendly. So this is a 500 gig batocera drive. So you could just plug this into your computer via USB. Now remember, it's got to be a Windows computer. And then you could just boot up into this drive. And it claims to have 14,000 games with 30 emulators, including some PS2, PS3, and Xbox games. Now, keep in mind for the higher end emulators, you will need a powerful PC. The lower end stuff like NES and Sega Genesis will run fine on even a very low end machine. So, as you guys can see, there's not much in the box. We're going to get the hard drive itself, a USB cable. We're going to get an operations manual along with a card that gives you some simple instructions on how to boot up into the hard drive from your Windows computer. So now I'm going to plug this into my PC. I'm going to be using an Optiplex with an i7 4770 and an RTX 3050. So to get into the boot menu, all I had to do was hit the F12 key. So this is a one-time boot menu that allows you to select a different boot drive. The boot menu key may be different on the PC you are using. So you might have to Google which key you need to use. Sometimes it's the escape key. Sometimes it's the F1 or F2 key. So you just have to look that up. So from there, as you can see now, it's going to boot up into batocera. So I'm just going to give this some time. I'm just going to fast forward this a little bit. All right, now that I am in the main menu, all I want to do now is plug in a controller and just go ahead and configure it. All right, now let's check out which systems we have on this drive. So we have Neo Geo here, we have 140 games. We have PlayStation, we have 61 games. PS2, we have 19 games. PSP, 69 games. PS3, we have 11 games here. Actually, PS Vita, I didn't know we had this on here, 9 games. For all games, we have 14,778 games. Then you can make your own favorites list here. We have MAME. For MAME, we have 1,908 for Atari ST, 2,135, Atari Linux 75, Commodore 64, 2,618. We have Xbox with 6, PC Engine only 2 here. NES, we have 1,166 games. We have Game Boy at 859. SNES, over 2,000 games. N64, 308. Game Boy Color, 596. GameCube, we have 10. Game Boy Advance, we have 1,133. Nintendo DS, we have 32. Wii, we have 9. We have the 3DS at 11. Wii U at 5. The OG Switch, only 7 there. 3DO, 19. We have 4 ports. Sega Genesis, 946. The Mega Drive has only 1 here. Don't know what's going on with that. Game Gear, we have 335. Sega Saturn, 25 to 32x35. The Sega Model 3, 12. Dreamcast, 14. Naomi, 77. Naomi 2, we have 12. And then back to Neo Geo. So yeah, we definitely have over 30 emulators or 30 systems here. So I'm going to try out a few games and check out a few games. I'll show you some of the game lists here. It's hard to show everything, but definitely a lot here for only 500 gig hard drive. And since we're on Sega Genesis, let's try one of my favorite Genesis games, Aladdin. And yeah, it does not look like the English version. All right, here's Game Gear. Just want to show you a few games in this collection. And, of course, you can always put together an emulation drive yourself, but some people just don't want to bother or just don't have the time. And here's the list of the Sega Saturn games. Only 35 games here for this collection. And here we have the Sega 32X, which was actually an add on for the Sega Genesis. I do remember they had a cool Star Wars arcade game on this, as well as NBA Jam, which I loved.
Virtual Tennis 2.
Love 15. Love 30.
All right, and here's PS2. Only 19 games here, but I am going to try one and probably try God of War.
Street Fighter 4. Fight!
All right, so that was PS3. So I'm going to show one more system here. Here's N64. There's over 300 N64 games. And here's Star Wars Pod Racer. So, like I said, you can't show everything on this drive. It would just take too long. And yeah, you can put one of these together on your own if you have the time. But for the price, this is a really decent collection. You can get this for only 26 bucks on AliExpress. Or if you want to use Amazon, you can get it there, but it'll cost you more money. But that's going to do it for this video. Please hit that like and subscribe button. I would appreciate it. Thanks for watching.